Action items. A, recently there was a letter received by the township from the Auditor General's office. I know that Mr. Parrish saw it. I'm not sure if any of the other board members saw it. This is in reference to the non-compliance of our ARPA reporting and other things with the Auditor General's office that I had made the board aware of last month. So I want you to know, due to the lack of returning the emails to the Auditor General for our non-compliance, they are now sending us registered letters. I can't.
What do you mean non-compliant?
Well, we didn't report our ARPA money, the money that we are using for our Finleyville Arena storage line extension.
That was due by April 30th.
There was emails at the end of February that were passed on March that were passed on, April that was passed on, and then I passed to this board at the first meeting in May that we were now non-compliant. I've heard no response from any board member regarding that, and now we are getting registered letters. So I'd like to make the board aware of that we're now getting registered letters for a failure to act on any of the things that I would have went in and did the reporting, but all the information was locked by 3 supervisors into a treasurer's office, secretary's office over there, and the keys were put in the police department of Monongahela. So I've been unable to do that reporting. And so we are now getting registered letters, which puts our ARPA funding that we owe to Peters Creek Sanitary now at risk. There's also a non-compliance for the Act 13 money, which is our impact fees from oil and gas. There's a non-compliance from our pension reporting, 205, Act 205 pension reporting, and I think there's another non-compliance. So we're in the weeds, guys. We're in the weeds. The office is locked maybe 50% of the week. It's been locked permanently for the last 3 weeks by board decision made by 3 supervisors without the knowledge of the other 2 supervisors. Now, I'd also like to make you aware that although you locked the doors in what I believe was an illegal executive session, made by 3 people making executive decisions to lock doors, that did anybody secure the bank accounts? Or is our former treasurer still on with full permissions to move money as an ex-employee? Has anybody called the banks? The people that locked up the office, did you have her leave passwords and lock up the bank accounts, or are we only worried about papers? Because our bank accounts are at risk as far as I'm concerned. I would love to call the banks, but all the information to call the banks is locked in an office.
She should be on the bank account.
The only one I could contact was Brentwood Savings Bank, and no other board member did contact them to remove the permissions, but I don't have the account numbers to the Pliget accounts.
Michelle, number one, I ask
I'm
this.
not done talking, Larry Spar.
Okay, well.
I don't have the information. I will continue.
Well, then I want to give you an answer.
Absolutely. Did you
I'm
cancel
going to give you
them?
an answer, Michelle.
Mhm.
Number one, my first question is, what are administrative records doing inside that treasurer's office? Where every Tom, Dick, and Harry down here could come and say, I got to get in that treasurer's office because I got to get records X,
Who's
Y, and
Tom,
Z.
Dick, and Harry?
Let me finish.
Are you guys Tom, Dick, and Harry?
Let me finish. To walk into that office and get exposure or have exposure to those records that aren't of the treasurer's interest.
Who made the decision to lock the office? The 3 of you?
That's a treasurer's office.
Did the 3 of you make the decision, or did the board make the decision, Larry Spar? At the end of the week, you're gonna give me an answer?
I'll give you one right now.
Did you lock up the bank
I'll give
accounts,
you
or is
one
every
right now.
Tom, Dick, and
No,
Harry
we
an ex-employee out there with full permission to move money?
About those bank records and those signature records having to be changed.
And are they changed?
Now there was some, yeah, they started. The process was started when Mary Ann came down here.
So the ex-treasurer is still on the bank accounts and can move
I
money,
sat there for,
as she did the payroll.
I sat there for a day and a half coordinating this information
After 3 weeks,
with Mary Ann.
after 3
With
weeks,
Mary Ann.
Mary Ann's not on the bank accounts, she can't change anything.
I know she is, and we wanted her on those bank accounts in
Absolutely.
preparation for the treasurer's position.
She can't get on the bank accounts until
Now,
we
don't
approve
say there
tonight's
was
meeting
nobody,
minutes, so
don't
she
say
can't.
there was nobody down here
There
trying
wasn't
to
for
get
3
that
weeks.
straightened
When you
out,
guys
Michelle.
locked that office up, did you secure the bank accounts, Larry Spar?
Let's talk about
Did
the
you-
office
did
being
you-
locked.
No,
Was
let's
Steve
talk,
about
answer my question
After
first.
that,
You have
after
not
that
answered my
particular-
question.
after that
Were the bank
particular,
accounts secure?
after that particular meeting,
Oh, so it was a
listen,
meeting? Oh, it was a
Oh.
meeting. Were you called for
after
the
the
meeting?
regular.
Whoa.
Oh, it was a
After
meeting.
the
It was a
Yeah,
regular
whoa.
meeting where they locked the door.
Guys,
It
hey,
was
guys.
after
Stop
the-
your board!
Hey, guys.
This is ridiculous.
Guys, let's
It
quit.
was,
Let's
wait a
quit.
minute,
You're not
Dennis.
gonna need a job
After the
resign.
regular
All of you.
township meeting, when we walked into that outer office and Lori was in there, she was frightened to death because she had exposure, because she was leaving 2 weeks before she had anticipating leaving, and you know why she did it. She was gonna
Did
stay,
you-
she was
Did
gonna
you secure
stay
the
till the
bank
end,
accounts?
she was gonna stay till
Did
the end
you
of the
secure the
year.
bank accounts,
She
or
was
is
gonna
she
stay
still
to
on them
the end of the
today?
year, and then she changed her mind and she said, I
Is she still
I
on the
can't
bank
do
accounts,
this
Larry
anymore."
Hey, guys.
Spar?
We started
Or
the
are the
process
bank's
of
accounts in
having
Union
that
Township secure?
changed, Michelle.
You
Who's
can
we?
pontificate all you want.
Alright, let's,
Yeah,
Are the
I'll-
bank
I'll
accounts
play
secure?
ball.
Alright,
That's
let's-
right,
let's-
I'll play ball.
okay, here's
Does
what-
anyone else know? Do you know, Mr. Parrish, when you locked up that office and decided as 3 board members without 5 board members' knowledge, did you know whether or not the bank accounts were secured? Are they secured today?
Hell no. That's the answer.
How about you, Ms. Warren? Do you know if the bank accounts are secure? Were they secured the day that you guys locked that door?
We don't have an answer. Yes or
What
no?
is the answer?
Nobody knows.
They know.
Well,
They
the
just-
very next day after our public meeting, somebody authorized our ex-employee, who may or may not still be bonded, to access our bank accounts from her home computer that is not secured by our security system, and probably risking us losing our cyber security. She accessed the bank accounts from an unsecured computer, assumingly from her home, and moved money from the general fund. She has access to $1.5 million as an ex-employee from her home unsecured computer, moving money over to payroll. Now, not to my knowledge, I was never told that she was doing this,
Michelle, as an alternative,
because it's not on our Advent security system being monitored by our
Let me just,
cybersecurity
let me just,
system.
let me just, I think what you
That's
want,
how,
what we do with some townships.
which is against our cybersecurity
I
policy.
think what you need to do is, I think, and this is what we've done here in the past, I think you need to do an audit of her books from the time she started, that way it protects her, and it protects the township.
then that's required by law.
I think
So I
tomorrow
think-
immediately, someone should call and get her off the bank accounts, and have her permissions removed
Here's what I suggest you do.
electronically.
You're right, Mary, and we should have done this by now. So I suggest basically, I suggest what you do is get internally to do an audit of the books from the time she started to the time she left. That's issue number 1. And if she is on the bank account, you need to take her off the bank account. That's also.
That should have been more important than locking a door with some papers in it.
So do you want to make a motion to add that to the agenda to do an audit of her accounts from the time she started till the time she quit?
Who has to pay for the audit?
Township does.
Yeah, those 3 right there should be,
No, it's done by the township commission, the audit, that's it. But that's what you're supposed to do.
stupidity.
What's being generous?
Meaning, can we add it to the agenda
Resign.
item meeting, or does that cost money?
It costs money.
So can we add it to the item
That's
meeting?
what I'm saying. You wanna make a motion to add that to agenda
I'm
item?
only asking for
Out,
how
yeah.
they're asking for.
Yeah, you can make a motion to add that to the agenda right now. No, you don't have to. You wanna make a motion to add that to the agenda? Can I
Why is
suggest-
Mr. Wilson up there with his damn feet up on the desk?
Because I'm bored hearing the same argument over and over again. My dad, years
Still
ago,
shot.
when I took over the business, told me, look, there's 3 positions you can take. You can lead, you can follow, or get the hell out of the way. We've already seen that they don't want to follow. We've already seen they don't want to lead. The question is, are they going to get the hell out of the way?
Bye-bye.
All right, wait a minute, let's talk about the payroll.
No, let's go on to
No,
the.
as soon as you answer me the question of whether or not you made sure the bank accounts are secure.
Michelle-
We're still talking that conversation,
Michelle,
Mr.
we
Spar,
started
did
down,
you?
we started down that line. I spent a day and a half down here.
Back to
What?
pontificating,
Yeah,
are the bank
pontificating.
accounts in
You
Union
gotta-
Township secured by
Michelle,
Larry Spar when he locked that
Are you
office?
gonna let me answer, or are you gonna talk?
You've been answering for 20
You gonna let me
minutes.
talk?
You've been
Give me
answering for
your-
20 minutes. It's a
give
yes
me-
or a no.
give
Did
me-
Mr. Spar secure the bank accounts when Lori, or when the treasurer left? Did you secure the bank accounts?
Michelle, we called.
Yes
we-
or no?
We called, I can give you an answer if you wanna listen. We called the banks to make the arrangements to have those signature cards changed.
Who called the bank
Okay.
to have it secured?
I sat in there when we called Washington Federal, we called
Where's
Bridgeway,
Who's we?
the secretary, the new secretary.
She called?
3 weeks later.
You
That's
saying,
it,
you're
yeah,
saying the
she
new
and I
secretary?
discussed that.
You discussed it,
That's
nobody
right.
ever called.
That's right.
Can the new
Now,
treasurer, who's not on any bank
To
accounts, remove
to
someone?
satisfy the payroll,
After
we
3
had it,
weeks?
we had it arranged where we were gonna do it manually. Because when we called ADP to get the information that we needed to have her process that payroll, they wouldn't give us the information because you were the only one who signed the service
Whoa,
agreement.
whoa.
You were the
I
only one.
did sign it.
And they wouldn't give
They
us
only
the
take one
information.
signature. This board unanimously voted to use ADP. Who signs contracts in a board of supervisors? The treasurer, the chairman of the board does. Just like I signed the Serum's contract, the fire contracts, and every other
Any
contract. Mr.
supervisor
Starr.
could have signed that, not just the chairman.
Well, where were you?
See, where was I? I
Where
was
were
here.
you?
I was here.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna do ADP. Now, there is no way, you still have not answered whether or not, when the employee left employment here, did you secure the bank account? When you locked up that office, not 3 weeks later, with a new treasurer
let me
who's
ask
not
you.
on any bank
Let me
accounts
ask
and can't
you,
do the
Michelle.
same.
What
No,
you-
you don't ask
what-
me.
no,
Answer
yeah,
my
nobody
question.
asked you.
Ask me, answer
Nobody
my
asked
question.
you.
25 minutes
How
later,
did we-
the truth is Larry
How-
Spar is
how-
gonna say no.
how-
The bank
how-
accounts are not secure.
What do you
They
mean
locked
by
the information
secure?
up in the,
What do you mean
Does-
by secure?
does the old former
Changing the
treasurer-
signature cards?
no, does the former
Okay,
treasurer
you're-
have the
what you
passwords to
mean.
move money on those bank accounts? Yes, she does. Cause nobody changed it. Can she go on her home computer tonight and move money out of township accounts? Or did you guys secure the accounts?
Michelle, I don't know, she has access remotely.
Oh,
Do
boy.
you have
That's
access?
what I've been saying. No, I
The
don't.
payroll.
I do not.
you
I
have-
can't move money on any
I
bank
didn't
accounts
say
here.
move money, but you have access on the other systems down here remotely?
What are you talking about? Emails.
Well, answer my question.
Emails. With the tablets that were provided to all of us that you guys didn't even take.
Was it you who told those treasurers, former treasurers, or clerks to send
Be
all the
very careful.
emails to you and you would decide who gets them?
Huh?
She was sending all the information to me.
Yeah.
I assume she was
So-
sending it to
Yeah,
me.
I get
that
the
had
information,
emails,
Charlie.
Which isn't all of it.
I get the information.
Yeah, I just want all the information.
After that issue was
All the
resolved,
information. I want all the information. I don't
Wow.
decide who gets it. You know, I set up everyone here.
Linda
Access
Evans
to the
Board, is that
server.
what you were told?
I was told by 2 former employees that they were told that
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
they
Wow. Be careful.
I'm not saying anything, I'm saying what I was told by former employees.
So it's hearsay.
So it's hearsay. So
Dangerous.
it's hearsay. So,
That's what the issue is here.
yeah,
Is
the
we're
issue
listening.
is, you know, never mind your money's not secure.
That's not what she
That
said.
there's an ex-employee that has access and passwords to move money out of Union Township's accounts. And that was not of uppermost importance to the 3 board members that locked that office in there.
Let me ask you something, were you bonded when you were going in there making those changes?
I don't have to be bonded. I didn't move any money out of any accounts. I did not do anything I needed to be bonded for.
Did you, prepare payrolls?
Yeah, all you do is punch in the hours. The road crew
Well, what if
punched
there
in their own
wasn't,
bank
what if
account
there
numbers.
wasn't enough money in that payroll account? Where
Judy
was the money
Taylor,
coming
Judy
from?
Taylor cut a check.
You had
Judy Taylor did.
You had Judy Taylor. be
I
in
had,
November, so-
yeah, we had to cut a check. Judy Taylor moved money, and one time, she cut a check.
So Judy Taylor did that.
Huh?
Yeah. Judy
Are you
Taylor
guys
moved.
done so we can
Move
just
money.
finish here tonight?
Amen.
Can we move on?
Oh, by the way, also complained because Judy Taylor moved it from her home computer outside of the server. And I let all of you guys know, and then she did it again. And I told you I was very upset with the fact that that can't be happening.
So wanna make a motion to adjourn?
No, I still got a chairman's report to do. I still got a chairman's report I left out.
You have to approve the payroll.
Well, I would love to approve the payroll, but does any one of the 3 supervisors that apparently authorized our former treasurer to pay the payroll from her unsecure home computer know what the amount she paid was? Do we have a number on that amount? So, I guess that'll get
Which
taken.
treasurer we talking about, Michelle?
When
We've
the
had four of
the
them down
former
here
treasurer,
since I was on the board.
you haven't had 4 treasurers, wake up Larry, you haven't had 4 treasurers.
People came and go out of this office, you didn't know who the hell was doing what.
You had 1 treasurer that left, by the way, the other was an interim treasurer. Anyway,
still
we don't know,
treasurers,
does that go
interim
back
or
to the question,
otherwise.
does anybody know how much money you authorized an ex-employee to pay in payroll from her unsecured computer at home? Does anyone know that amount so we can put it on a bill pay and pass it? That's not. So that'll get
I
tabled.
can't give you the exact number. No, I can't.
Then how you approve it?
The payroll.
Then how do we approve a
How do you
payroll?
pay
if we
for
don't
free
have a
poll?
poll?
You know, Mr. Parrish likes to say, to be found true and correct.
These are
Did
true
you know
and
the true and correct about a payroll that day? Okay, so we'll table that. Now, this other payroll, since our current treasurer is part-time, I don't have a report from her, so that'll be tabled as well. Motion to approve the other bills and invoices, do you have an amount to that?
$50,747.27, subject to be true.
Subject to be true, correct.
So moved.
Any second?
Could you give me that number again?
50,000.
50747.27.
Is there a printout of those bills?
Pardon?
Is there a printout of those bills?
There is, but it wasn't total. I think it is printed there. Every check's included, however, the total's not on there. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's
fine,
up.
I can table it.
Okay,
Subject to being true and correct.
did we get a second on that? Or
I'll
20
second
seconds?
it too.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Well, then,
You know, on these bills and pay, excuse me, on the bills, Michelle. Some of these items that were paid, and I sat down here with Mary Ann and identified those bills. They're on here that were delinquent and in need of being paid immediately. I identified those bills in there, Michelle, and I pointed them out, and yes, I know.
Larry, you didn't identify them. I opened them out. I played them all up. What
What
is
the hell
that?
are you talking about?
What is you guys didn't know who you paid the health care to the road crew to? I had to come down and set up that portal for her and tell her who it was and get her a password for the portal and set it up. That's the only reason that the health care for the road crew that was which was being canceled.
Yes, and she was asking me on these bills, Michelle, and I had to explain to her the importance of it, why we had to get them paid immediately, and processed immediately.
Was there a bill for the health care for the road crew?
Yes.
No, there wasn't, because they don't mail one. You have to go on their portal and get it. So no, there was not a bill sitting there for that. You
No, there
wouldn't have been
wasn't
able
a
to pay
bill,
it.
there was a bill in preparation to be paid, Michelle.
No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't. Me and Mary Ann caught that. We called the insurance
That's
company.
what I'm
We were set
saying.
up a
Mary
password.
Ann
And
was
by the
sitting
way,
there
because when she
was
called the
asking
former
me,
treasurer.
and I came down here for one of the purposes I came
And by
down
the
here
way,
was to help her identify
the three-
what had to be paid and why.
How would you identify it? So anyway, all because the 3 supervisors that locked her office did not secure the passwords to the 20+ portals that it takes to pay bills in there. And so when she called the former treasurer, she said she forgot them. So me and her got to go and set up all new passwords for this stuff because she just conveniently forgot hers. And so-
What did she forget? The
Her passwords to the computer, her passwords to the server, her password to the ADP, the password to the insurance, she forgot all of them.
Well,
Mary Ann couldn't get one from
Talking
her.
about access, how many passwords were given to the board of supervisors so they could identify what they could go into and help process?
Only the treasurer had
Help
them.
process. What the hell passwords
I
were we
left-
given?
I left
I
the
talked
whole-
with Mary Ann, I said, Mary Ann.
Mary Ann still has the charted passwords I created,
In your
but the
previous
former
job,
treasurer changed it.
in your
And
previous
then you guys
job,
didn't ask her
Mary
to
Ann,
leave them
how did
behind.
you control that with personnel? She said, Larry, I kept a little notebook, wrote down those passwords, acquainted everybody with where that book was located, so if something occurred, we could go in there, those who have the authority to open up those accounts, or any other information needed. I never had a damn password given to me.
Some places what they do is they.
Did you ask?
Yeah, I knew that was
Hey,
what
did
it
you
was.
ask?
Did you ask? Did you
You
ask?
came on
Did
meeting
you
day.
Did you come down and say, Larry, Steve, Linda, Charlie, here are the passwords I set up?
Absolutely, they
So
were
we were
sitting,
acquainted with
they were
them?
sitting on a clipboard right on the desk there. Handed them to Stephanie. Why would you ask me for them? Ask the treasurer,
Well,
you
you
had so
set,
many, you
Shell,
had so many.
you set them up.
I did, and I handed them over, set them right there on the desk. And then
We
the
weren't
former
even
treasurer changed
aware
them
of
all.
That's because you don't.
They're getting
That's 'cause
old.
you don't,
People
you
do
don't,
passwords.
you don't come here,
Yeah, I don't come.
you don't.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not done with my chairman's report, so we ain't adjourning yet. Since October 2022,